Before you listen to this story, I need to say one thing clearly. This is not a ghost story meant to scare you for entertainment. What you're about to hear is based on a real incident. The names and the location were changed for safety reasons, but the events themselves were not. Some places don't stay alive because people live there. Some places stay alive because something else does. And once you hear what happened inside that apartment, you'll understand why some doors should never be opened.
At the far edge of Delhi City stood an apartment building that felt disconnected from the world. The noise of traffic, honking cars, shouting people, everything seemed to stop before reaching that place. Even during the daytime, very few people went anywhere near it. Locals knew the apartment existed, but no one could say for sure if anyone actually lived there. The strange part was what happened at night. After dark, lights would turn on inside the apartment. A dull yellow glow leaked through the windows. You could hear the sound of ceiling fans running. From a distance, it looked like a perfectly normal home where people lived their everyday lives. But during the day, the door was always locked. No footsteps, no visitors, no movement at all. That was the apartment where a woman named Kambali arrived one afternoon. Kambali was a poor housemaid. Her husband had died years ago, and all she had left was her sick young son. Every day she walked from house to house, asking for work, cleaning, cooking, washing dishes, anything she could find. If one place said no, she moved on to the next street. That day, her search brought her to the silent apartment. She rang the doorbell. After a long pause, the door opened. Two men stood there. They looked completely ordinary, nothing scary, nothing unusual. With folded hands, Kambali spoke softly. "Sir, is there any work available? I can cook, clean, wash dishes, anything." The two men stared at her for a moment. Then one of them said, "All right, come back tomorrow." Kambali didn't realize it then, but that simple "all right" was hiding something far darker. From the next day onward, she began working there regularly. Every morning, one of the men would open the gate. The moment she stepped inside, the apartment felt strangely empty. No people, no voices. But the kitchen made her dizzy. Hundreds of dirty dishes, massive pots, plates, bowls, enough to feed 200 or 300 people. Pieces of meat were scattered around, bones, skin, half-eaten food left behind carelessly. And yet, no one was there. At first, Kambali assumed the residents had already left for the day. Maybe they only came at night. She needed the job, so she didn't question it. She washed the dishes, cleaned the kitchen, swept the floors. Days passed, then weeks. 10 days went by. Every single day, the same scene. Cooked food, endless dishes, no people. After 15 days, a question began to haunt her. So many people eat here, then why do I never see anyone? But she kept quiet. Asking questions could cost her the job. A full month passed. That's when her son suddenly became very sick. High fever, weakness. He needed medicine urgently, but Kambali had no money. The month was over, yet she still hadn't been paid. That evening, she made a decision. She would go to the apartment and ask for her wages. By the time she reached the building, it was almost 10 p.m. She rang the bell. This time, the door opened immediately. From inside came loud noises, many voices talking, laughing, moving around. For the first time, Kambali thought, "So there really are people living here." With a trembling voice, she said, "Sir, my son is very sick. I need some money." The man replied calmly, "Wait here." The door closed. Kambali stood outside. From inside, the voices were clearly audible. "That maid's son is sick. She needs money." Another voice laughed. "Then tell her to bring the boy here. Tonight's dinner will be taken care of." The moment she heard that, her blood ran cold. Her hands numbed. Her chest started pounding. Just then, the door opened again. The man stepped out and said, "Why are you still standing here? Wait a little longer." The door shut once more. More voices followed. "She's worked here for a month," someone said. "She hasn't done anything wrong. We could have eaten her instead." Then an old, tired voice spoke. "If she leaves, who will do our work? Do this. Pay her and send her away." A few minutes later, the door opened. The man spoke gently. "Under the big tree in front of your house, your payment is buried. Go and take it." Kambali didn't respond. She ran home. That night, she dug beneath the tree. There was a large amount of money, far more than her actual salary. She used it to treat her son. A few days later, she returned to the apartment. This time, the place was wide open, completely empty, silent. When she asked a nearby local, the man laughed. "That building? It's been abandoned for 25 years. No one lives there." Kambali said nothing. She finally understood. For one entire month, she had been working there, but not for humans.